What is up, my beautiful boys and girls? Now, if you hear something, I have 3 sisters and the rest of my whole family, so sorry about that. But this is a what if Naruto was sad and hated more. So basically depressed. Now, this is kind of dark, so if you guys don't like stuff like this, like you don't like stuff like this, then get off the video. But let's just get into it. So, this starts off with people throwing rocks at Naruto. Why are you still here, demon child? And Naruto is on the swing, by the way. Why are you still here, demon child? My mom and dad says that you're a freak, and I agree. You're so stupid. Look at him not even fighting back. Naruto, growing up most of his life, had nobody for him. And he lived by himself, which was in the woods in a tent because he had lost rent for the apartment he was living in, and they had no type of they had no sense for Naruto. They just hated Naruto, and in fact they didn't even want to let him in. But money is money. They was like, but as soon as he dropped out of money, he was like, but I'm just a kid. They kicked him out immediately as soon as they saw he only had a penny left. Now, Naruto lived in a tent in the cabin of woods, and the third Hokage didn't really care much for Naruto in this, so he never brought the food and stuff. Naruto always had to eat by himself, and Naruto was always sad. Naruto would then think in his head one day, I'll get back all of you. I promise I'm gonna be Hokage. Naruto would then run away. And while he was running through the village, people would throw stuff at him and keep hitting him and stuff. When Miss Suki had tricked him in, when he had thrown that demon wind shuriken at Naruto, the large shuriken, Iruka didn't even bother getting in the way. He just thought, this is what Naruto deserves. This brat made me an orphan. So Iruka wouldn't have even bothered getting in the way. Naruto would have to dodge by himself and fend off Mitsuki. And when Naruto eventually defeated Mitsuki and gave back the scroll to Iruka, he had a severe punishment where he couldn't buy any food from the shops or anything, even if he did have money. And what they also did was they were trying to find him out in the woods. When some people found him, they would usually kick him in his stomach. Naruto would always have to relocate. Naruto would then run back to his tent thinking, why do they have to do this to me? I was born like this. I hate the village. They should all just die. A little bit of karma would come out and his eyes would glow red. Naruto would then walk back to the village with Kurama's red eyes still on. He then attacks Iruka, almost tearing off his left arm. You really think I care about your little punishments, you little stupid brat? I'm gonna kill you if I have to. Iruka then says, get off me, you demon child, and punches Naruto in his face, then taking out a kunai and sticking it into Naruto's left leg. Ah! Kurama then stops taking over Naruto, and Kurama yelps in pain while inside Naruto. Naruto then looks at his leg, which is gushing out with blood. What happened? Iruka says, don't play dumb. You attacked me. You should have an even bigger, severe punishment. Naruto would then start crying, and he would run away. Naruto, growing up, never went to the ninja academy, and he taught himself how to be strong. Naruto, at the age of 12, had killed a bear. Every time he went into the village, he got disgust looks at him. Naruto even sometimes thought about killing himself. But he never had done it. But Naruto would always, attempt to. But he would, at the very last moment, he would just chicken out and stop. Naruto would then think about why his life was so sad and why villagers hated him. At the time of Shippuden, Naruto hadn't interacted with the village in a long time. So going back, people were like, "Who's this new kid?" And Sakura was like, "This new kid's pretty cute." But then when it was revealed it was Naruto, so Sakura was like, "Disgust! I can't believe I even didn't think about it." His yellow long hair. Also, well, Naruto has like long hair. His hair goes to his back. He never thought about cutting it or anything because he never went in the village. Plus, he couldn't use any of the village's shops because of what Aruka had given the punishment for him. Then banged his head, saying, "Why? Why wasn't me?" Naruto. This is still Shippuden, and in this, Itachi and Kisame are looking for him. So they're like, the Jinchuriki's probably in the village being all high and mighty since he used the Nine Tails. But when they had infiltrated the leaf, they were looking for Naruto and never found him. They would then smell a fire burning the other direction. They would go into the woods to see Naruto crying over a campfire and his head down. They would then see Naruto's ragged clothes and see his long hair. They're like, "No way, that's the Jinchuriki, right?" Kisame would then sniff around and say that's definitely him. They would then attack Naruto. Naruto had the strength of a giant and just hit Itachi in his stomach. Or at least one of Itachi's bird clones. That had actually killed all the birds that was in the clone. Itachi was like, "What the who is this kid? I know he's a Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, but still." Kisame then goes to hit Naruto with his sword, but Naruto just jumps off the sword, does a backflip, and throws 3 kunai at Kisame. Itachi and Kisame then retreat, thinking, "Damn, that kid's strong. I don't even know if we're going to be enough to fight him." Alright. And then Naruto thinks, "Who are those strangers? My life just keeps getting worse and worse. I bet they were hired by the village to kill me." I already knew it was going to happen, but Naruto gets a little mad. He goes to the village and he has one of the 1-tails of the 9-tail. Actually, I'm going to say he has one of 3-tails of them. And he actually kills a couple of villagers. Almost kills Aruka by, ripping off the arm that he had tried to rip off when he was younger. And going to the third Hokage's office, he would then say, "Hey, Hokage, you could make my life better, but you choose to not pay attention to me." Naruto would then try to attack the third, but then he would get slammed down. And if you guys are confused why the third is still alive and it's Shippuden time, well, it's because the thing with Orochimaru had never happened. And so, Naruto, after getting out the timeline of his, little 3-tails thing, he would look around and people would actually try to kill Naruto. Some people had actually started to cut Naruto on his back. Some people would kick him to the ground and just stomp on him, on his face, just disrespect him. Some people would just spit on him. Some people actually tried to kill him, since he killed some of the villagers. And the villagers daughters and sons would just try to stab Naruto. So Naruto went back to his tent to sleep. The next day he woke up in a house. He was then like, "Who is this house? What is this house?" They probably don't know what I am. That's the only reason they probably accepted me. Kakashi would then walk in. Naruto. He would then be like, oh, it's you. Naruto and Kakashi had met previously, but Kakashi did not know this was Minato's kid, and Kakashi just disrespected him. Kakashi would then say, wait a minute. I know your father. I'm sorry about Earl that one day, but the past is the past, right? Naruto then said, if I had thought that way, then I would have thought all these villagers disrespecting me is just in the past, right? Kakashi would think, well, you have a point. But, and that's where I'm going to end it, guys. Be safe. Make sure to like this video and actually subscribe if you're watching this. And bye, guys.